To you about winners and losers. Losers like to talk about what they don't like. I didn't like that seminar last Sunday. It was too long, and I was ready to go and eat. I was out of there. Winners talk about what they do like. Yes, the seminar was rather long, but it was well planned and well organized, and I got a lot out of it. Losers like to talk about their problems. Oh man, it's another gray, cloudy day out here. Oh shoot, that shirt I wanted to wear is wrinkled up. Man, I can't find my keys. Nothing's going right. Winners talk about solutions. Yes, I'm expecting great things today. It's gray and cloudy, but I'm looking for good things today. Losers talk about their past. Past hurts, past disappointments, past failures. How did she get that job? I'm a better supervisor than she is. I shouldn't have gotten that. Why do I always lose out? Winners are always looking upward, looking at their goals and their dreams and their visions. Losers like to fear everything and run away. Winners, on the other hand, will face everything and rise. That is what fear is. It's not fearing everything and running away. It's facing everything and rising. I want to share a story with you about the tortoise and the hare. Now, for those of you who don't know what a tortoise is, it's a little old animal that's slow, got little short legs, where the hare got long legs and is fast. And as the story goes, the day came when the challenge was up for the tortoise and the hare. Now, if you were me, who would you bet on? Would you bet on the tortoise or would you bet on the hare? Who would you bet on? Tell me, somebody. You would bet on the hare because he's faster, right? Good answer, but it's wrong. Cut the story short, the tortoise ended up winning the race. Now, how did the tortoise win this race with his short legs and his ill-gotten equipment? Because he had a winning attitude. He had the yes, I can attitude. He was focused on what his goal was. He was committed. He was confident. He was bold. And he took the chance and he won the race. So you see, slow and steady, in many cases, wins the race. Now I want to share another story about fear. There was a small village in Kenya where the elders always told the young people, don't ever go up that mountain because there's a terrible monster up there. And the children heard this year after year after year after year. So some 15, 16 years later, there was a group of young men. They were 16, 17, 18 years old. They were older now. They were feeling daring. Their testosterone was kicking. And they said, hey, let's go take that monster. The day came when they started up the hill. And they climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed. And they got halfway up the hill when the monster let out with a terrible roar. And he sent out a smell so horrible it just cut your breath off. Half the boys ran back down the hill, said, no, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. No, not doing it. No. The other 6 stood there. They looked at each other and pondered. Guys, what do you think? Should we do it? So finally they got their grits together and said, come on, we can do this. And they started to climb and climb and climb. And they got almost to the top of the mountain when that monster let out another roar and sent down a smell so bad it cut your breath off. 5 of the boys ran back down the hill and said, I don't know what I was thinking. What am I doing up here? But that one young man, and I will call him James, had the winning mental attitude. He had the yes, I can attitude. And as he got to the top of the mountain, there was a man standing there. And as he walked closer and closer to the man got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until he was able to reach down and pick up the man and look him in his face and say, who are you? And the little man said, "My name is Fear." So you see, all battles are first won in the mind. First, they're won in the mind. If you think you can, you will. But if you think you cannot, you will not. You will be what you will yourself to be. So you've got to know who you are. I want to share another story with you. When the weather is very inclement, the thunder is rolling, the rain is pouring, the wind gusts are high, most birds will run away to the cover and shelter of a tree. We run back to the nest. Let's run back to the nest. But not God's most magnificent creature. The eagle, with his 7-foot wingspan, will ride the gusts of the wind and go right through the eye of the storm and push through and push through and push through and come out victorious. That is what winners do. They push through the storms. Now let me ask you, how are you pushing through the storms in your life? Are you shrinking back? Are you pulling back? Are you running away? Are you fearing everything and running? Or are you facing everything and rising? Now, there's something else that we must do. In addition to having a winning attitude, a yes, I can attitude, we have to take action. I'm reminded of something that Les Brown said once. He was sitting in the audience of a speaker's convention, watching a speaker on the stage, and he made the remark to the person sitting next to him, "How'd that guy get up there? He's the worst speaker I've ever heard in my life." And the gentleman said to Les, "Because he took action and you did nothing. He made the phone calls, did the networking, went to the seminars, attended the meetings, watched the motivational tapes, and you did not." That's how he got there. So you have to take action, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just sit there and do nothing. Now, how many of you drive? How many of you drive? Okay, most of you drive. There are some things you have to do if you're going to drive a car. The first thing you have to do is get in the car. Then when you get in the car, you've got to turn the engine on, whether it's with a key or with pushing the button or some remote electronic device. You've got to get the engine going, okay? The next thing you have to do, very important, you've got to shift the gear from park to drive. If you don't shift the gears from park to drive, you're not going to move. You're going to stay there parked. Now I'm going to ask you, how many of you are in park with your goals and your dreams right now? 30 days ago, you started a book and you haven't done a thing. 30 days ago, you started writing a song, but you dropped it. 30 days ago, you created a beautiful painting, but you haven't completed it. 30 days ago, you thought of a witty invention. You went and bought the parts and you're going to put it together, but you haven't done a thing with it. You are still sitting in park. If you're going to go forward, you've got to shift your gears from park to drive. Now, I want to go back to the tortoise for a minute. The one remarkable thing about the tortoise, not only was he focused and committed, but he understood who he was. He understood what God gave him. He worked with the equipment that he had. So I'm going to sing this little song that is representative of that. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or I never belong, I've got to be me, I've got to be me. What else can I be but what I am? I want to live, not merely survive. And I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I've got to be me, I've got to be me. This dream that I see makes me what I am. That faraway prize, a world of success, is waiting for me if I heed the call. I won't settle down, I won't settle for less, as long as there's a chance that I can have it all. I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I've got to be free. I've got to be free. Daring to try to do it or die. I've got to be me. I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I've got to be free. I've got to be free. Daring to try to do it or die. I've got to be me. Now, I've got some questions for all of you. I need all of you to stand right now. I'm going to ask you these questions. Your answer to each question is going to be the same. Your answer is going to be, yes, I can. Okay? So when I ask you the question, your answer is going to be, yes, I can. What are you going to do when you tell yourself, I'm not good enough? Yes, I can. What are you going to do when you tell yourself you don't have time? Yes, I can. What are you going to do when you tell yourself, I don't have enough money for this? Yes, I can. What are you going to do when somebody tells you, you're too old at 40 or 50 or 60 or 70? Yes, I can. Because you are unstoppable, you are unconquerable, you are indomitable, you will not be denied. Yes, you can, and you will. We will all rise together in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. You may be seated. You may be seated. Thank you all for listening. I am just excited because God has something for every single one of you. Don't ever think you can't do it. Don't ever doubt yourself, and don't ever let anybody else get in your ear. You heard me say I have to go it alone. Well, let me tell you, Rosa Parks went alone when she decided, I'm not doing this anymore. Winston Churchill said, I'm not doing this anymore. He was losing every kind of war you can think of, but he was victorious in 1945 against the Germans. Harriet Tubman wanted freedom, and her husband, John Tubman, told her that if you keep on talking about freedom, I'm going to tell the master you're myself, and I'm going to get you in trouble. Did she listen? No, because she had the vision of freedom for herself and other people, and she, like the song said, hey, if I got to go it alone, I'm going it alone. So some of you, and you can't tell everybody. Sometimes you can't talk to your family, your friends. Matter of fact, you need to keep your mouth shut and just do your thing. Okay? Thank you all. And now